Okay, as promised, I'm gonna change this EGR valve out. I just told you guys I'd show you how to do it. Pulled the plastic cover off. I used a T40 to get the center Torx bolt out. Just slid the plastic forward, and now I'm gonna pull. This is 1 1/16. You might have to lubricate it up a little bit to get that out of there, but I've already broke it loose, so I know it's gonna come right out. It's an 1 1/16 nut that just spins out of there and slides back. You can spray some like PB Blaster on the back side of that nut, and then there's two 10 mils. One there and one there. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this assembly off of there, and I just pulled the one bolt out of this bracket right here, and then just kind of slid the corner back out of the way. There's another bolt in the back, and I just broke it loose enough to slide that out of the way. Now I'm gonna get all this apart. Make sure your mounting surface is real clean. That one's pretty clean. The new filter came with new bolts and a new gasket. And when you break this loose, don't try to pull it out of there. Leave it where it's at. Take those, when you break the big line loose, don't pull it out. Just break it loose, slide the collar back, then take the EGR valve off, and slide the EGR valve off of the actual tube. Don't try to do anything with the tube. Clean up your surface and stuff, and then go ahead and mount everything. When you put this valve on, make sure the nipples for the bolts are pointed in, because that helps grab the threads, and the part that goes up against the throttle or the intake port pushes out, because that's going to crush whenever you crush everything in. And then that gasket holds the bolts in so you can get everything lined up. Before you tighten everything up completely, just get your bolts started. Leave it alone, leave it loose, so this thing can actually move up and down a little bit while you're screwing this collar back in. And then once you get it screwed in, don't tighten it down completely. Then snug your EGR bolts back down, and then finish tightening it. Okay, so there I got it snug. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the two 10 mil bolts down, and then I'll go back and snug that down. Now everything's installed and tightened up, I'm gonna go ahead and shovel hoses and stuff back on. Plug my connector in, and then start it up and let it clear. Actually clear the codes probably. Okay, so that was just a how-to. Later they just actually brought a waiter in here, and I gotta replace this airbag under recall. So I'm not really gonna have time to go through and show you guys like clearing the codes and everything to the computer. There's really nothing for me to show you anyway, because I use a factory computer, and most of you aren't gonna do that. Literally, when you install that EGR valve, driving it a few days, it should clear on its own anyway. You don't necessarily have to clear the codes, but if you had like a little handheld scanner or something like that, that would help. That's how to remove and install the EGR valve on a 4.6 liter Lincoln Town Car of that setup. Y'all be blessed. Thank you.